I lost a large amount of my accounts, like all of my 25K accounts that I'd built up for many weeks. We're ending the week with not one, but two red days. However, we're still collecting our payouts on this prop firm trading journey. Hello, everyone. For those of you guys who don't know, my name is Jenny Baker, this Xperia trading coach, and I've been trading for more than a decade now, really in different industries, mostly focusing on intraday, swing trading, creating automation and algorithms that hopefully have me in the markets when I don't want to be at my screen. So I started this journey about last year, really stumbling on quite a bit of problems in terms of trying to make it copy tradable and all the softwares, different things I didn't know, like blowing an account in the green was completely new to me, contract sizing and everything in between. But I've been sharing this journey online about weekly, and I'll have my monthly review video coming out soon. And of course, I did show what some of these earlier months looked like. They were pretty tragic, switching between different copiers from Replicanto Trade, affordable trading tools. Now I'm on Trade Syncer. I don't know if that I will continue forever copy trading. I just think that it's the only way to make this journey really worth it. We'll see. So starting from the very top, we're talking about February right now. We're talking about this week particularly. And for those of you guys who've been following along, January was a great month. Got over $36,000 in payouts, and just this felt easier. I don't know how to explain that with more words, but it felt more like, hey, I'm undersizing, I'm following my system, I'm rule-based, and I'm going along with the flow. Of course, when life happens, yours faults, no one's faults, doesn't matter whose fault. I was in Spain, and of course we had some Wi-Fi stuff come up. I ended up losing, it took a couple dumb trades. So it's not just that I lost Wi-Fi, but I took dumb trades and lost Wi-Fi while sitting in Spain on Friday. Needless to say, I lost a large amount of my accounts, like all of my 25K accounts that I'd built up for many weeks, all funded, all of my 50K accounts that were funded. No, my 50Ks were the ones that were saved that day. Sorry. I'll get to that. But all of my 150Ks, which as you guys know, takes a little bit longer, especially if you're doing it slowly. Like, of course, you could pass and build it in a day, but I wasn't doing that. I was being systematic. I was closing out at 800 to 1,500 at the very most, 600, 500 per day on those accounts. So imagine how many days it takes to build up that kind of equity. I lost accounts with as much equity as $20,000 or $30,000, and those were funded again. So lost a lot. This was a turning point, and I know we like to pretend as humans like it doesn't get to us, but it does. Spent all of this week making it back up, rebuilding accounts, had to get a lot more evals, of course. I still at this point had all my 50K accounts, which that was nice to get those payouts and stuff a little bit, but those were not, again, I don't have as many of those. Mostly I've been focusing on 150s and 25s were available. So it was a hit. Of course, this was a lot of evals. I don't have, this is all mostly funded accounts, but when I linked it, we had evals in there as well that day. So I didn't erase it because of YouTube purposes and all that tracking good stuff. But you can tell when this kind of behavior comes in, the huge losses and the huge wins, okay? It just creates these habits that are hard to get past. It does. So the big losses make it to where you're in your head. And of course, then I want to make it all back up really aggressively because I want to get those payouts again, right? I have to pass and then get the payouts, which is, it's not just money, it's time. The downside created some bad things, and I think the upside also created some bad things. Needless to say, I feel like this month has been a spiral for me. And I know it's all great to see these big numbers and it looks good on paper, but remember, you're getting somewhere between 80 and 90% of the actual payable amount on the funded accounts, provided you don't lose them. And even if you build it up to $1 bajillion, but you lost it from a trail or whatever else, you don't get that funding. So if we blew it on news or a hedge, they keep getting the hedge notifications from trading with Trade Syncer. Got another one from my FS this week. So I'm just sharing that this week felt more like a spiral. It was hopefully the end of this spiral cycle, if you will. I guess maybe I'm manifesting that, but we'll see. I had a nice big losing day, in which case I had lost all my 50K accounts that the only ones I had maintained this whole time. I do still have the one large 150K account, but the rest of them are all new. Had to start fresh. And that's where we've been. I took a bad trade on an Asian session. Don't usually trade Asian sessions. I was looking for the sell and I definitely didn't want to. And I didn't listen and I kept going. So I ended up holding on to them a little bit, but it's just been one of those kinds of days. So without further ado, I'm going to talk about the trades that we took this week in our classes and then talk a little bit about some of where my mind's at in terms of what I need to focus on if I'm really looking to accomplish that 7-figure payout with these future prop firms. So let's go to the charts for now. I'm on the 15-minute time frame. Obviously, we've got today. Market has stayed within the 15-minute range pretty much all day, to be expected on the last day of the month. But starting with Monday. Monday was an easy, clean sell. I don't do classes on Mondays. Tuesday, we had a little bit more of a whipsaw action, but we did really well. I'm going to go down to the 5 minute just so we can see these a little bit clearer. We did really well. That's Wednesday. Here we go. So we got 1 sell, 2 sells, 3 and 4. Of course, this was a buying day, but all the money was made on the downside. So I think it was over 250 points on that day. Just worked out really perfectly. Trading that breakout a little bit late on my JGS strategy, but took a beautiful retest and a retest. I was looking for a bit more on that retracement. We simply just didn't get. But profitable day, all winning trading nonetheless. Fast forward to Wednesday. This happened so fast and I was hooking up some of my tech stuff. I missed a lot of it. So we took this nice sell down and gave us a good 324s all the way down into the 285. So about 40, 50 points, right? 30, 40 points was what I was averaging on most of this day. This day I took 2 trades in this window. One of them I ended up closing a break even. The other one I got 40 points out of. Just easy peasy, done in 2 hours. Fast forward to Thursday. It was a glorious selling day. We took many sells along the way, called the buy. This was actually during a coaching session. We were off by this time, but all these are all class trades. We ended up taking 3 trades, all for winners. This particular trade ended up moving and we carried it on one set of the accounts, which was beautiful and brilliant and amazing. Of course, we knew what we were looking for on the downside. We were able to capitalize on that. We took this entry, then we were looking again in here for one more pop up. Did not end up getting it until a little bit later to come up to those levels and those targets. So it was just a really simple, smooth trading. So it's not the analysis this week. When I talk about this side of it, I'm talking about where I'm coming from. And I think that not enough creators, people talk about that part, because the truth is, it doesn't matter what we're doing right or wrong. It's what we're bringing to the table is equally as important, right? Today, I'm spending a little bit of time kind of rereading some of the end parts of The Biggest Loser Wins and just thinking about some of the concepts in there, because a whole host of reasons. Number one being, I feel like for the most part, through all the one-on-one coachings I've done, the people who have had the best success or are just picking this up a lot quicker or having more success, even if that's including our automation or manual trading, I feel like they have some level of disposable income. So they're usually, for the most part, doing fairly well or okay, at least financially. And if not on paper and in their bank, they're okay mentally and emotionally. Whereas the people who are really desperate for this next dollar, making something work, it's you can give them the best system, the best trade in the world, and it's just a little bit harder. So looking at the mindset aspect, I think is huge and is something I need to focus on in the coming weeks. I think I need to, slow down quite a bit, a lot bit. Not just money that I'm spending. And I'm going to do my monthly review of how much I got paid. I think the payouts are a little bit less than last month or about equal to, but I spent more this month. Definitely because I bought resets and stuff, right? I had to redo all the accounts, whereas last month I didn't. Those were carried over and I was only adding one at a time. This one I added a lot at a time on more than one occasion. So the expenses get a little bit higher. So I think mindset is number 1. Number 2, I'm slowing down. Number 3, recognizing that it's not just the money I'm spending on the accounts, it's also the time. So if I blow an account, it takes me more days unless I'm doing the instant thing, right? Which I'm not passing them instantly anyway, so it's not really worth doing that. Even most of the accounts, like Apex even has an 8-day period, right? Even if I bought a new eval and it passed in a day, I still have to wait an additional 2 weeks rather than just hanging on to that account and trading it slowly, right? Trading it slowly, because that 5 days, 8 days, 3 days, 5 days, 8 days, 3 days, it adds up quick. It adds up in just time. So I'm going to back off of the whole process of, I'm trying to get this number of payouts in dollars this month and just focus on, hey, my objective is to maintain the account. And it's okay if it didn't hit its target today. And I'm just looking to maintain the account, focus on my process and not necessarily my profit. So a short video this week. We've got a huge soccer tournament from my son. So please wish him some luck. He's really good and he's really excited. We'll see how that goes. Please be on the lookout next week for our monthly review video where I will show actual payout proof from all the payouts I took this month. The real story, right? What I'm spending versus what I'm getting, what my actual ROI is. And dollar for dollar, I'm not going to fib. It's still pretty good. It's better than I would have done if I was trading my own money. But if I was trading my own money, I wouldn't be trading with this. So nor would it be nearly as intense with so many mistakes, because there are so many mistakes. Again, once I got into this window here, I feel like I just started making a lot of the dumb mistakes. I ended up with way too many contracts once. All the dumb ones, the human stuff that kind of comes into play. So it's going to be a great weekend. If you have not already done so, please check out sixfiguretradingcoach.com. And by the way, we have some updates coming there. So if it's down, just be patient. It will be back up. If you're buying any prop firms, check out code 6FTC for the best discount you're going to get on any of those firms. My current favorites right now, Trade Day. Ooh, we'll send you emails like this when you hit certain milestones, which I wasn't aware of. So if you take lots of payouts, I think it's 5. I went in to do some reading. If you make more than $5, $10, $15,000, at each one of those, you're going to get an email saying, hey, we're pausing everything to review your milestone. Kind of cool because I didn't know I could technically withdraw as often as you can there. That's cool. But yes, you can use code 6FTC there. They are one of my favorites right now. Otherwise, I am still very much so in love with Apex. Their update on the back end, I'm not super in love with. And I'm not going to fib when I say I've made a lot of mistakes over there this month. A lot. I'm maintaining my really big, long and strong one since last December, but the rest of them are starting over. It's a start over kind of month. So otherwise, we've got Apex, Lucid, Take Profit, Trader, Alpha, Blue Guardian, which I'm only trading for my automation, which, by the way, people are doing really good with. They've got some different settings, and one person is on their way to a payout, trading it on funded accounts. So cool to see everything that we're building. So that's my update for you guys this week. Definitely be on the lookout next week for our monthly review where I actually show those proof of payouts. As always, if you like this content or have comments or questions, please put those in the chats. I will take a look at those. And if there's some way that I can help you along this journey, I'm definitely willing. It's a hard road, but it's possible, right? If we can all just get out of our own way and focus on the process a little bit more, I think there's a lot of good that can come from this. So thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. Take care and God bless.